Hey guys, Mr. Wood back. You can see I'm erasing the problem I just did. This will be a short lesson, and you got to remember, let me review here, is the, you got to make sure what I'm going to do are problems that are going to be due on Wednesday. And so this is not as big a deal. But remember, again, just so you guys got it down, okay, so what is due to me by Friday? I'll be honest with you, by the time I check on Monday morning, the worksheet, dissociation equations, these problems, and the practice and quiz that went with that. Okay, that we did actually earlier in the week. And then due by the time I get here Tuesday, will be the worksheet molecular equations, 16A and B, 18A and B, 20 and 22, the practice and the quiz. And then if you're going to do extra credit, it's due by Monday, which means it's got to be emailed to me by Tuesday. And like I said in class, is if you guys could put these together, and right now, it's for me, it gets to be a little overwhelming because I'm getting a lot of emails, and it helps me out if you just include assignments together, and it helps me out if you can scan it and send it to me as a PDF. And that's the way when you guys go to college and you guys get in your job, that's the way they're going to want you to do it. And but if you can't, just send me pictures, but keep assignments together. Okay, so I'm on this assignment, and actually the assignment that is going to be due on Wednesday is going to be this worksheet plus questions 23. Let me make sure. I think it's 23, 24, and 26. Okay, and I told you on this is you do not need to do 5, 6, and 10. So those are ones you don't need to do. We did one in class. I'm going to do one actually on the back. I'm going to do number 7. That's all I'm going to do. So this is going to be a short lesson. And you got a lot of stuff to be working on right now. And you just, do your best. And if you have questions, let me know. Please email me, and we can do a Google Meet in class. Okay, so here we go. So we're going to write out the molecular, the complete ionic, and the net ionic equation. Okay, so I'm on number 7. So I've got Pb, C2, H3O2, 2. And then I got AgNO3. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to write out the molecular equation. Okay, that's what we worked on actually Thursday and Friday in class. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to identify the ions. So I've got lead, I've got acetate, I've got silver, and I've got nitrate. I know acetate's charge is 1, so silver, so is nitrate. But if I look up lead on the periodic table, if I look up lead is either a +2 or a +4. Well, this 2 here tells me the lead is a 2. And that's important. Okay, so again, the first thing I'm going to do is the molecular equations. So I'm going to do the outers and the inners. So I'm going to have Pb and NO3. And then I'm going to have Ag with acetate. You can really start to see why I wanted you guys to memorize the list of polyatomic ions. Okay, so now if I clear it up, or kind of clean it up, so I have this, and remember on the left side of the arrow, on this side of the arrow, they're always aqueous. So here we've got to cross those over. Those are going to cancel out. So I'm going to get Pb, parentheses, NO3, 2. Okay, again, this is what we've been doing. So now I'm going to make sure you guys can see that. Okay, so now I'm going to balance this. So Pb is balanced, but there's 4 carbons here. So I need a 2 here for carbon. 2 times 2 is 4. That gives me 2 silvers, so 2 there. Again, I'm always, when I balance, I always save H and O to the end. So 2 N's, 2 N's. Let's see, 3 times 2, 6 H's, 6 H's. And then 4 O's plus 6 makes 10, balanced. Okay, and then the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the back of the periodic table, and I'm going to look these up, figure out what's solid, what's aqueous. Well, nitrate, it says with anything, is aqueous. And this one's kind of tricky. If you look at this, it's right up near the top. There's acetate with anything except silver. Anything except silver. So silver is the exception here. So this is the precipitate. This is why we spent some time on the molecular equation, because to do the next 2 steps, you got to do this step. Okay, now the complete ionic equation. So what we're going to do here is we're going to take everything that's aqueous and we're going to separate it. We're going to divide it out. So I've got PB. I'm going to dissociate it. Really, that's the right chemistry word. I'm going to dissociate it. Okay, now this 2, because it's not part of the polyatomic ion, is going to go to the front. This is aqueous 2, and the 2 distributes to both the silver and to the nitrate. Okay, this is aqueous 2. So it is also going to dissociate, and this 2 is going to go to the front. And this is what's called the complete ionic equation. But the solid, I'm not going to dissociate. Okay, so that's the complete ionic equation. Okay, and then the net ionic equation is I'm going to take everything that is the same on both sides, and I'm going to cancel them out. They're called the spectator ions. And those are the ions that are not in the solid. There's always 2 of them. So here, Pb plus 2 is the same on both sides, so I'll cancel that out. And then the 2NO3 is the same on both sides, so that cancels out. So I cancel out the spectator ions, and what that leaves me with is this. So the acetate and the silver, and some of you are going to get good at this, and you're going to recognize that the net ionic equation is just the ions that are not in the solid. So, okay. So again, not a long lesson. This is, now remember again, that what you guys have to get turned in, I'm kind of working ahead here just to make sure we get through what we need to before for the final. But by this weekend, worksheet dissociation equations, these problems, practice and quiz, and then by Monday, or basically by the time I get here Tuesday, this, and then what we're doing there will be next. So, hey guys, have a good evening, and I will talk to you soon.